Good afternoon, everyone. This is Coach Matt with our Tuesday workout. We're going to begin today with a single 600-meter jog or about 3 minutes of cardio. Jog if you can, right? If there's no medical reason why you cannot go outside and exercise your feet and ankles and Achilles, then I want you to do so. If you can jog a little bit, like 200 meters, and then come back and do cardio for 2 minutes, that would be a great one too. Or if you want to just like walk to the corner and back, right? But human locomotion is one of those core or fundamental human skills that we should always be working on. Never sacrifice that, even if we have to reduce it significantly from what I have written on the board, all right? Then 2 rounds through the combo of calf raise and anterior tibialis raise. So these are the 2 different sides of the ankle. I want to get a big lean angle and push the balls of my feet into the ground, raise my heels up as high as I can, and then the opposite direction of driving my heels into the ground and pulling my toes away from the ground as far as I can, right? That's helping us warm up the ankle and the foot muscles. Next one is just gonna be this little combo of air squat, knee hug, air squat, knee hug, then find a pair of rings. We're just doing some ring rows. Nothing fancy here, just warming up that pulling chain in the arms and the shoulders and the grip. Then we'll go into this pretzel stretch. So pretzel stretch, it will feel similar to our seated hip swivel. Let's go back a little bit. So start in the seated hip swivel position, and then whichever leg is behind, I want you to try to step it over the knee that's laying down with the knee facing up. And then from this position, try to get your heel to your butt and try to get your elbow all over that opposite knee. And we're just stretching this way. It's a wonderful glute and low back stretch. And then switch, step over, elbow across that knee, right? And if you can't get all the way there, just hug that knee to your chest and try to rotate as far as you can when you do that. No more than 20 seconds on that. We're not going into a static stretch. I just want you to get a little dynamic twist in. Then we're gonna go into the main piece for today, which is some sleds and running. So we're gonna go 20-minute AMRAP. Somewhere around 4 rounds is what I would like to. I would imagine that like 3.5, 4 rounds would probably be achievable on this. And it's gonna be in the parking lot. This whole one's outside. We're doing a single length of walking lunges. And for this one, since it's out there on the asphalt, if you do not want to touch your knee to the ground, that is totally fine. Definitely do not be like smacking your knee repetitively into the ground. Sometimes a knee sleeve or a knee sleeve and then fold it over can be a really good alternative to having to be on a green pad or a red mat or something. But we're just walking just with your body weight all the way down the entire length of the parking lot. And I would start on the opposite side from the sleds, and then you're going to pull the sled backwards in one direction. And when we pull the sled backwards, we're just thinking that athletic stance, reaching our toe behind us and moving from the toe to the heel. It's the opposite of walking forward. Think toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel. And every time you step back, I want you to think about getting the bottom of your foot vertical to the ground. So I'm not like sliding my foot backward. I'm thinking stabbing the ball of the foot and the toes into the ground and pulling myself backwards with that rearward foot. Then you're gonna push the sled on the way back. So if the pull is kind of slow and methodical, the push is wild and aggressive, right? And then when you finish that sled push, go out for a 400-meter run or to the opposite side of 6th Street and back. And then when you get back, you can go right into your next set of lunges, all right? So that is our main piece for today. There is some extra credit afterwards. This is completely as desired, and just also context of if there's extra credit and you're like, I do not care about muscle ups or getting out of the pool, and none of these things are super relevant to me. I'll do them if you make me do them, but I would much rather work on like this lit up Achilles that I have, or this like sore shoulder that I have, or this sore neck that I have. I can assign some additional recovery or joint resilience exercises to each of those things on a case-by-case basis during one of these extra credit segments. So I'll program the extra credit for stuff that is meaningful throughout the week. And if you want to mix and match, do some of this and some of that, or ask for something totally different altogether, and we'll help you out with that as well. But don't waste your extra credit time. Don't just like lay down on the foam roller and take a nap, even though that is kind of fun from time to time. But I'd say make it productive, right? So what I have written is either muscle up or getting out of the pool drills, kip work, actual muscle ups. But in general, I believe that it is a very useful human skill to be able to scale an object and get up on top of something, whether it's a roof or a car or a fence or a tree branch or whatever, right? And the way that we practice that is by doing this getting out of the pool exercise. So I'm hanging below it even though my feet are on the ground, and I'm using a combination of legs and arms to get up on top of that bar and then press up to the full extension of my arms, right? So you can practice that. You can work on some bar muscle up transitions. You can do some chest to bar holds. There's a ton of different activities that we could do. And what I would recommend is, like, if this is something that's interesting to you, right, then grab your whiteboard, grab a marker and write down, or have your coach help you to write down a couple drills and then get a little structure together. And it's almost like I'm creating a mini workout around that one skill. Keep the reps low, keep the quality high, all right? The other ones are tumbling. So some getting upside down. If you want to just make it literally just a tumble forward, a tumble backward, or some log rolls, some cartwheels, do some handstand kick-ups. But again, vestibular stimulation, being comfortable being upside down, learning how to fall down and not hurt yourself. These are all extremely valuable human skills, but they require practice and they require being intentional about them in order for them to rescue you someday in the event that you slip and fall, or you're, something unpredicted happens and you have to roll, or you have to be upside down, right? And then the last one would be handstand walking. So either hand drills at the wall, or we're practicing rocking back and forth between the left and the right hand, doing some actual handstand walking, or some band resisted handstand walking, or spotted with a partner. And I always try to throw in some core work, right? So in between exercises of your shoulders or your balance or your vestibular stimulation, do some sit-ups, do some GHD work, do some V sit-ups, do some bicycle crunches, do some Russian twists. There's no shortage of resources for that. Hollow holds are great, strict toes to bars are great, but there's a lot of different movements that you could do to achieve the goal of stimulating the core in order to make it stronger, right? So if you think about all the things we want to do in this little 12 to 15 minute block, think I'm getting up on top of an object and I'm practicing training the strength of my arms and shoulders. I'm thinking of getting dizzy, right? Doing a little bit of tumbling or getting upside down, cartwheel, etc. I'm thinking of supporting my body weight on my hands. So that's on my handstand or my pike walk or my inchworm. And then I'm thinking of core, right? So those 4 things all together. And then again, don't spend too much time on any one thing. Just hit it, 3 reps, 5 reps, move on to the next one. All right, that's our philosophy for how we get better at those things. All right, have a great one, you guys, and I'll see you on Wednesday.